I finally had a chance to watch the Avatar movie, and I'm so disappointed and irate and all other types of feelings that you can feel by the person who leaked it and ruined its theatrical run. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, everybody, to my last brain cell. Happy Tuesday. Let me address the elephant in the room. No, you did not get a sip, read, repeat episode on Sunday. My apologies. I was gonna record, but I want to make this more of a production. And the more I think about sip, read, repeat, the more ideas come to mind on how to change it for season 2.5, which is what I'm now dubbing it. So I want to preemptively thank you for your patience. I do apologize that the episode didn't drop. But the next Sunday we have, I guarantee we will have an episode. It will be structured differently, and I really hope that the ideas that are floating around in my head interest you just as much as they excite me. But anyway, happy Tuesday. I hope that your first full week of August was smooth. I hope you had a good weekend. Now, last time we talked, I told you guys that my lady and I were getting ready to celebrate our 1 year anniversary. So I kind of just wanted to talk to you guys about that experience, right? So I made a reservation for a restaurant called Panorama at 7 or on 7, right? And there was a restaurant inside of a hotel. When I looked up the menu, they had some decent things for brunch. You know, they had some alcohol. They had like steak and eggs. They had a Nutella stuffed French toast, I think. They had enough options that I thought that this would be a good place. And it was nice enough for both of us. It was nice. It was a nice enough looking restaurant that I felt would be fine to celebrate our 1 year anniversary. Reservation was at 11:15 a.m. We get there and the menu is on the table for us. It's a lunch menu. It's 11:15 a.m. So I'm like, okay. So the waitress comes around. She was very nice and very understanding. So the first question I ask is, actually, I didn't even have to ask the question. She says, at this point in time, we are serving lunch. And I said, so there's no way we can get any breakfast? She said, no, unfortunately, breakfast stops at 11. Why? Why? Just why? Now, for fast food restaurants that stop at 10, 11 o'clock, that's still stupid to me. I do think breakfast should go until noon. Because once noon hits, then you start thinking breakfast, right? Like me personally, when I think breakfast or that time of day, like 10, 11 a.m., I don't want anything like super salty or savory. I'm probably craving something a little bit sweeter, right? Like I want like a coffee with like a donut or like some eggs, bacon, and pancakes, right? Like there's some saltiness, but my sweet tooth will be satisfied with the pancakes or a French toast or a waffle, things like that, right? But I don't want a grilled cheese or a cheeseburger or some pasta at 11:15 in the morning. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for your French toast. So this is a message to every restaurant, fast food included. Prolong or extend your breakfast hours. Especially if you're going to say you offer brunch. Brunch, I think, should go to like 2, 3 o'clock. After 3, you can have a hard lunch menu. But if you're offering brunch, you should be allowed, you should have the courtesy to have your menu last till 2, 3 o'clock. Because especially it's the weekend on top of that, right? A lot of us, or maybe half of us, who work on Monday through Friday, we want to sleep in a little bit on the weekends. So I'm not getting up to get to your restaurant at 10 a.m. to have breakfast. 11:15 is perfect. I can sleep in a bit. I can wake up. I can shower. I can kiss my lady. We can chop it up for a bit. We can get ready. We can go. The good news is, though, we were in an area where there were a plethora of options. So we ended up going to Patina 250. They took care of us. They had their brunch menu, their brunch menu still available for us, which was great. The experience there was phenomenal. Now I want to talk about 2 things in particular that happened at Patina. One, they're both crazy, but one's crazy in a positive way and one's crazy in a gross way. The gross crazy has nothing to do with the kitchen, the staff, the food, or the service. So let's start with the crazy good one, right? So me and my girlfriend put in our order, right? We got a cinnamon roll to share. For those of you who've never been to Patina before and you don't know what I'm talking about, this is what the cinnamon roll looks like. It was phenomenal. We split it. It was delicious. I got some kind of French toast thing. My girlfriend got like a big pancake, which is basically like a gigantic cornbread essentially. We both got eggs. I got bacon, and I don't think she did because she doesn't eat pork, right? She got some hash browns, which look pretty good. Now again, I got French toast, eggs, and bacon. So I'm expecting everything to come out like, a single serve. The waitress dropped my plate of bacon, and there were at least a dozen pieces of bacon. Now, I'm not complaining. And for the price I paid, I was excited. But I did not anticipate having enough bacon to share with the table and then my neighboring table. That caught me off guard. I had that bacon last for 3 days. I ate a couple pieces at the restaurant. I made a breakfast sandwich with it the next day, or the next 2 days actually. I made breakfast sandwiches with the remaining bacon. Like, there was so much. I'm gonna see if I can find a photo of just how much bacon I had on my plate. Like, it seems unbelievable. You would think that I asked for extra bacon, but that was just the serving that they provided. And I remember at one point I looked up at the neighboring table, like across from me, like diagonal, and I think both of them also ordered a side of bacon, probably not even realizing how much bacon came with that order, because they too could have probably split that. Now my girlfriend doesn't eat pork bacon, so I couldn't even share with her even if I tried. But I had to bring it home, and between that cinnamon roll and a couple bites of that French toast, man, I was ready to call it. The itis was kicking my butt. But the food at Patina was great. Shout out to them for still having a brunch past 11 a.m., still allowing us to eat breakfast. I do want to find more breakfast brunch spots in Buffalo, but I need y'all to get it together and have y'all menus last a little bit longer. The crazy nasty part that happened at Patina, and my girlfriend and I were sitting next to a window. We're chopping it up. We're having a good time. There's a table right next to us of some middle-aged women, white women, important for the story, sitting like right to the left of us, right? There's like 5 or 6 of them. They started off with 2, and then more of their party came in. Now I'm facing this way, like I'm looking at my camera right now. My girlfriend is basically the POV of the camera, right? Like, that's how we're looking at each other. So she happens to look over at the table next to us, and one of the women next to us had on like flats, and her heel was drier than dry. Her heel was so dry, in fact, that my girlfriend and I did a little bit one of those. I mean, those don't look looks. Those, oh shit. I took a little peek. Her heel was so dry and cracked that you could see the white lines in her heel. You know how crazy that is for a white person to see the cracks in your feet? Now, if someone's black and their feet is dry, their skin is dry, you expect to see the cracks and the dryness. But on someone white, that means she's probably never even attempted to put lotion on her heel. Oh my goodness, she's probably dragging flakes everywhere. Oh gosh, her foot was dry, y'all. It was crazy. I wanted to just spit shine. Bitch, if you don't, ooh, yeah, she needed lotion. She needed more than lotion. She needed a pedicure, and she needed someone to teach her better moisturization habits. Because I feel like regular lotion was gonna cut it. She needs a super moisturizer. She needs to soak her feet in something to bring them back to life. She needs revitalization. But I wanted to quickly share my anniversary experience with you guys and just vent, I guess, about the inconsistency with breakfast. But now I got a question of the day before I move into what I really want to talk about. I'm gonna give you the question of the day, and then we're gonna do the Wheel of Fun before I go into the Avatar movie. Question of the day: do you think music has an expiration date? Let me explain. There are certain songs, certain albums that no matter when you listen to them, they feel timeless. Like, you can always enjoy them no matter what time of year there are. There are just certain songs and albums and things that transcend their time period and seem to be immortalized. But I do think, though, that there are some songs, even if you like them in your youth, that just don't hit the same as you get older. I also believe that there are certain songs that if you're not exposed to them at a certain point in time, it won't matter who the artist is or how good the song might have been. If you listen to it in recent time, it won't hit the same. For those of you who don't know, one of my favorite rappers of all time, besides Currency, is XV. I would say that XV is probably still very underground when it comes to rapping. He's put out some phenomenal projects. One of my favorites still to this day is Zero Heroes. Zero Heroes and I think Popular Culture are some of XV's greatest pieces of art. When in his early career, he was known as the Kid with the Green Backpack, or that was the moniker that he used along with XV. And he was supposed to release an album with that name. He got signed and a whole bunch of other crazy stuff happened to where his album never came out. He in the interim, right, he still was dropping music that was still enjoyable to listen to, right? Over the last year or so, he finally released the project that was supposed to come out 17 years ago at this point. I want to say it was supposed to come out either 2000, somewhere between 2009 and 2012. So somewhere between 14 and 17 years ago, this album was supposed to come out. He releases Kid with the Green Backpack. I'm excited because I'm excited to see the vision that he has had, that he has kept so close and he's loved so deeply, finally come to life. But as a 33-year-old man, that shit's not it. When I was 17, 19 years old, this album probably would have been fire. But now, the words mean nothing to me. There are a lot of songs I feel like these days where I listen to them and I was like, I used to love this song when I was a kid. Or hell, I liked this song maybe 4 or 5 years ago. That now I'm like, why did I like this song? You know, or even things like, you know, even certain bars that, I mean, J. Cole's Jada and Will Love bar is another good example of music having an expiration date. That bar is no longer valid after we learned so much about their relationship. The Jada Will Love is no longer the goal. Expired. We don't want that no more. So I just want to know from you guys if you think music has an expiration date, or if there's a better way to put it, right? If music just loses its luster as time goes on, it just becomes less and less relevant as time goes on. And again, there are just certain songs that are timeless. Beat It, timeless. No matter what, Beat It is gonna be a fire song. And as much as I don't fuck with him right now personally, You Don't Know by Jay-Z, I feel like will always be a fire song. A lot of Currency's music will always be just fire song. But there are certain musicians, certain artists that their music just doesn't hit the same anymore. So I'm curious to hear from you guys if you agree that music has an expiration date. And while you're twiddling your thumbs or putting an answer in the comments for me, I'll get the Wheel of Fun. Why the Wheel of Fun, you may ask? Excellent question. Because if I spin movie on here, we're just going to jump into the next topic. But if I don't spin movie and we get something else, then that's what we'll cover. Let's see what's going on. Big money, big money, big money. Okay. Today we've got anime. Ooh. It's been a while now. I'll admit, I haven't caught a lot of anime this weekend. So, like this past weekend. So, I still haven't caught Bleach. I haven't caught One Piece. I did catch Damon's, which again, thoroughly enjoying. I enjoyed the twist at the end with Asa, the real Asa coming to help fake Asa. Fujin and Raijin are crazy powerful demons. I think personally they have the coolest designs besides Left and Right. My girlfriend really enjoys the one Hiyori sister who has sword wielding demons that seem to be comparable to Left and Right in strength. But yeah, the story is just shaping up, and it seems like the next episode we get is going to be very battle heavy. I also enjoyed the twist with the Asuma Kagomori not necessarily being evil and wanting to kill his uncle, the story's working out. Yuru, just and Yuru just being part of the plan. I'm enjoying where the story is going, and I'm again super excited to see where it goes from here. But there's a lot of anime I haven't caught up on. I haven't caught up on Black Torch. Excuse me, haven't caught up on Black Torch. Gotta catch up on. I am caught up on Cleaver Test though. Again, something else that I really enjoy. The story is taking shape. Klen has finally, what's what I'm looking for? Antagonized his ops to finally reveal themselves. Alicia is getting some affinity with magic, and she finally has spotted Drell's secret room, but she has to work to get there. But there's more anime for me to watch, man. I'm not caught up on all my anime. I haven't even watched all the anime for this season. Like, I think there's a few anime that my friends are watching that I just have not watched. But Cleaver Test, Black Torch, One Piece, Bleach, Damon's are the ones that I know I'm like actively watching. But personally, I'm just waiting for October, y'all. I can't wait for Black Clover to come back. When Black Clover comes back, I want you guys to know, even if we don't spin the wheel, I'm going to talk about every episode every week. Well, every time we meet, I'm going to talk about the newest episode. Whatever day it drops, it doesn't matter. Just know that once a week, you're going to get a Black Clover heavy episode. It's just the fate. It's how it goes. Anyway, speaking of fate, let's jump into this Avatar movie. So if you leak that Avatar movie, your mother's a raggedy bitch. I hope that your shoe never stays tied. I hope that when cars drive by you and it's been raining, that they splash you with puddles, because you ruined what could have been such a fun theatrical event for Avatar. Was it the best animated movie that I've ever seen? No. Was it phenomenal? Yes. I enjoyed the art. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed being able to spend time with some of my favorites as adults. And huge shout out to Batista for playing the role of Taga. I think that Batista needs to have more respect on his name as an actor. I do think John Cena is probably number one as far as wrestlers turned actors, and Batista is one A. Like they are in contention. The Rock is not even on the list. Just being honest. But those two, man, I think, and Batista, he just does a great job. I kept listening to his voice going, man, this nigga sounds so familiar. And then lo and behold, when the credits roll, it was Taga. Or it was Batista voicing Taga. But the movie was great, man. I enjoy how you get. I enjoy that we still have to understand that in a lot of ways, Aang is still the child grieving the loss of his nation. Because the moment he has an opportunity to bring back airbending, everything else just becomes noise. That is his sole goal. Bring back airbending. And he's hell bent. And it sucks that he wasn't able to see all the air nomads in the future post the convergence in Chorus time. But I do find it very interesting that he would stop at nothing to get air nomads back. Now, I hope that after this event that he never has that kind of hell-bent mindset on getting airbenders back, because sometimes things are just not worth the lift, right? Like, all his friends technically died fighting Taga. His bending was so much more aggressive and definitely was built for attacking. You can tell that as time passed for the air nomads, they learned how to use their bending in a more defensive way. Taga was striking niggas down. His air bending is what I think I would be like as an airbender. Just so much more aggressive, a lot more killing intent. Zahir obviously takes the cake for the number one coldest death in animated history, using the air to suck out the oxygen from the Earth Queen's lungs. But I think that Taga is in contention for the most violent airbender. Not in a bad way. Again, I think it was spectacular how he bends. And again, it just goes to show like the whipping each other around part, that was crazy. It was nuts, you know, but it was really cool. I also liked his dark spirit form. I liked Aang's kind of light spirit form. But again, it also shows that Aang is not as pure of heart as we think. He too is susceptible to corruption because he almost turned to his dark side when he felt that Taga had betrayed him. Like, Aang is such a flawed character, and I do hope that we can see him one more time as an adult. I want to see a more prime Aang. Like, I want to see Father Aang. I want to see Aang right when Tenzin Bumi and I forget the daughter's name has been born. Because I want to see if he grows up a bit, if he has something a little bit more to fight for, things like that. I do want to see a better depiction of that Aang. The humor in this wasn't forced. Everything just seemed to flow smoothly. But again, if you leak that, ooh, I hope the next time you hang up a poster, it falls. I hope that when you take a shower, your hot water never works for you or it works too well. I hope when you go to brush your teeth that you apply a toothpaste and your toothbrush falls on the floor. I want nothing good for you, leaker of movie. Fuck you. And with that said, I'm going to take my leave. I did enough yapping today. So just know I appreciate you tuning in and stopping by. So until next time, this is King Echo signing off.